I understand that Cathay Pacific and Air New Zealand have posted record profits by flying full service. Why has Qantas concentrated on low-cost, low-yield business?
Sorry, Senator. I mean, I think first of all, that's such a broad question. There's a lot of airlines around the world that are in different dynamics when it comes to the markets that they're operating in. Markets like Air New Zealand have, there's different dynamics in terms of competition and how people compete on it. For example, Air New Zealand have no competition in Auckland, LA, from New Zealand to the United States. If Qantas had no competition on the Australia-US market, we'd be making a lot of money as well. Example, Air New Zealand have no competition in Auckland, LA.
How many A320s has the Qantas Group taken delivery of but not put into service?
Jane?
Sure. Qantas has not taken delivery of A320s that it's not put into service. Jetstar Hong Kong, which we have a minority investment in, has taken 9 aircraft that it's not put into service because it doesn't yet have regulatory approval. And that is the only business in the group that that we have an investment in that has not been flying the aircraft it's taken delivery of.
Janice, would I go through?
What liability does Qantas have for that minority holding, please?
I think we addressed that last Friday. We've got a 1/3 investment in Jetstar Hong Kong. Jetstar Hong Kong's made the decision on fleet. Jetstar Hong Kong holds a financial obligation for the fleet and the liabilities associated with the fleet.
So where are the aircraft stored? And I was interested in how much are the leases and the parking fees costing you?
The aircraft are stored in Toulouse, France, and I'm not sure how much we can provide to you on notice given commercial in confidence, but we'll be happy to take on notice and provide you what's available.
And those fees are the responsibility of Jetstar Hong Kong, not the responsibility of the Qantas Group.
Qantas leases aircraft.
Correct.
Right, and does it sublease any aircraft used by any Jetstar entity? Is there any subleasing going on between the two?
There are some subleases between Qantas and with Jetstar in Asia.
Sure. And could you tell us, without not necessarily the figures, I'm not interested in any commercial in confidence figures, but can you, as a principle, can you state whether the sublease costs of those Jetstar aircraft, or those aircraft used by Jetstar, is that at a greater value than Qantas pays or at a lesser value?
Yeah, it's at a greater unit than Qantas pays.
Okay,
yeah.
So you make a profit on it.
It's a market rate essentially for Jetstar Asia because Qantas leases the aircraft at the market rate for Qantas because we're a large airline. We get a better market rate than a small airline, and we sublease them to Jetstar Asia at a market rate for Jetstar Asia, which is the lease for small.
And that market rate is at a higher value than you lease it for.
Yes.
You're talking about Jetstar Asia in Singapore.
Which, yes,
this
sorry,
is Singapore
just to clarify,
only.
this is just for Singapore.
Or what about any other entities?
No.
You do lease, or there's no
No,
leasing
we
going
don't
on?
lease to any other entities.
Thank you, but can you just explain this to me? And I've seen the interview, and I'm reading from the transcript of the interview that you did with Sarah Ferguson of the 7:30 program on the ABC on the 27th of February of this year. She asked you, yes, but you haven't attacked the big loss routes in South America and South Africa. You said, but you don't know the route profitability of Qantas. And can I tell you that every route that's left generates cash for us.
But we have. I mean, if you think of the routes that we have taken out, we've withdrawn 2 of our services to London, we've withdrawn from Frankfurt, we've withdrawn from Auckland, LA. I could keep on listing the
Yes,
underperforming
but you haven't
routes.
attacked the big loss routes in
but
South America, in South Africa.
But you don't know the route profitability of Qantas, and can I tell you that every route that's left generates cash for us?
Yes. So that means that...
Senator...
Sorry, can you just explain that to me, the contrast between the two?
Sure, Senator.
You're saying that there's a loss, but you're now saying that Qantas International is cash flow positive.
So there is a difference, as you know, Senator, between a P&L and a cash flow position. I'll let Gareth talk about that, Gareth.
Yeah, I think the difference that you're talking about, Senator, is exactly that, the difference between the P&L and the cash flow. Our international business has about $800 to $900 million worth of depreciation charged to it every year, the depreciation of the aircraft fleet primarily and the other infrastructure that the international business uses. That is a non-cash charge because it relates to the depreciation of the assets. So the businesses, the routes do in the main generate cash. One route that has not been generating cash in the recent past is Perth, Singapore, as an example. And as a result of that, that is a route that we are terminating because we cannot afford to have routes where we actually do not even cover the cash costs of our business. The issue in the longer term for the international business is that it does need to spend some significant amounts of capital in the future to reinvest in its fleet. Today, we have a good fleet with great product, and in fact, that fleet is moving into a simplification phase, and part of the transformation is that it will need to reinvest at some points in the future.
You